Okay, we got the future of cheating. Can FPS games be saved?
Guys, we're going to segue into a topic that's extremely important to all of us, but it's something that I have been keeping up with over the years. And that's
Look at that.
just covering cheating devices like Zim and Cronus. But from PlayStation right here, PlayStation blocked.
Look at this. PlayStation blocks Cronus cheaters with new PS5 update. God dang. That is hilarious. Like if you're like a mom or like a parent, and you go to get your kid like a game console and like some shooting game like Call of Duty or whatever, and you see like, and you're at Walmart while you're doing this, and then you're like walking down the aisle and you're like, oh, what else would he like or whatever. You're gonna look to like either the left or the right, and you're gonna see alongside of the controllers, you're gonna see Cronus Zens, and well, not Cronus Zens. You're gonna see at least strike packs being sold right alongside with Walmart, which is hilarious to me. I think Cronus, like the Cronus things, you have to go on like Amazon to go get them. I don't think they're sold in Walmart. But honestly, this is like a huge W for just gaming as a whole. This is awesome.
Cronus cheaters with new PlayStation 5 updates. Now, it says, we're aware of an issue with Zen and PS5. As of this morning, January the 24th, the console is prompting everyone to update. And if you do, Zen will no longer work with the PS5. However, this update is not mandatory, so you can skip it and everything should still work with Zen as expected.
Oh, it's not mandatory. Oh, okay. Dang.
We're aware of the situation and working towards a solution. There's currently no timetable on a fix, so don't be offended if you're directed to this notice when asking for an ETA. It could be 24 hours, 24 days, 24 months. We won't know until we've dug into it. This notice will update as soon as we have more information. We appreciate your patience. All right, so this is Zubby here. Yeah, this is, I guess he was just sharing it out. But for those wondering about like, what is it that Zim and Cronus offers? Because I think for some people, you may be like, is that really that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you hear the accessibility debate. Like, oh, this is good for accessibility.
Yeah.
For those wondering, if you want to just see firsthand what these things can do, this was actually shared out by Multimac, and this is someone using Zim configuration here.
Yeah, repeat can improve model accuracy. Sorry. So yeah, the more you repeat it, the better accuracy you'll be able to get. But I think that's good because look at that. That's best out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically reaches the same the first one was.
Damn! Oh, shit.
Do you see what just happened there, guys? So right here, they're recording this. They're showing the recoil pattern of this weapon. They're doing 3 loops. Now,
Granted, I think this dude is doing this on a controller. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see like some more of the screen and whatnot. But controlling recoil in Apex isn't the hardest thing in the world. Especially for a controller, especially at this range. So this is just hilarious to me.
Loops. Okay. They're getting a record on, and then they're gonna hit the script here on the left. Okay. He's not pulling down manually. It's controlling the recoil for you. Now this makes huge.
Okay, so he said, okay.
Differences in a gunfight, any gunfight, when you don't have to worry about recoil. When you have a beam of a weapon, we're not even, of course, there's different variations of hacks out there, but this is one that is a hack. I know a lot of people are like, well, no, it's not aimbot, it's not wall hacks, but this will give you a huge advantage in so many games.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a program doing an action for you that you, the player, are supposed to be responsible for doing yourself, and you're just offloading that duty to a program. Yeah, that's cheating.
Is this PC? No. There's a reason why PlayStation, this is not just PC. Zim is actually...
Wow. that comment. That comment thinks that consoles are cheat free, and all the cheaters are on PC.
Worse on consoles, and so is Cronus, because this allows mouse and keyboard players, a lot of the people you're running into in your lobbies, that whip around and suddenly they're immediately on top of you and on top of your head, and they're moving like they're on mouse and keyboards because they are.
This is like the most hilarious argument to me. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just like, all of this is in reference to Apex. Just because you plug in a mouse and keyboard isn't gonna make you the best aimer in the world. Because more than likely, if you have like just a console setup like to a TV, and I don't know, maybe the console's like right underneath, and you're sitting in like, I don't know, like a beanbag chair or just a chair or a couch or whatever, I would say just the circumstances and situation alone don't really provide to have a good setup for like an M&K player. Like, if you want like a decent setup, you need a desk, you need a chair, everything needs to be the right height and whatnot. So this is hilarious to me.
Or on mouse and keyboard guys, okay? They have their system set up. It makes it look like it's a controller, but it's actually them on mouse and keyboard.
Okay.
They're able to play console games with controller players while using a mouse and keyboard. And in some situations, especially considering that not only are they using mouse and keyboard, they're getting aim assist for their mouse and keyboard.
Oh, dang. Is that a good thing? I mean, there is one game that I can reference that, and it wasn't even what do you call it? It wasn't even like a multiplayer game. It was a game on Steam, and I think it was called Aliens Fireteam Elite. And it's one of the few games that actually implemented aim assist for M&K. I think one of the guns, you just had it, and the gun even said it. And I gotta say, it was the most weird experience ever of like having aim assist on M&K. It's so off-putting. It's just because whenever you're training with like M&K, you train it like one sensitivity more or less. Like you pick it, and then whether or not you have like an aim down sense multiplier or not, it's either 1 or it'll be like a percentage of the 1. So if it's like 0.5, that'll mean whatever sensitivity you have, it'll be 0.5% slower. So when you play on a slower sense, that means you have to whip your arm around like really wide. But when you play on like a high sense, that means you're moving like your arm like less, and it's more like wrist controlled. And if you're not ready for that drastic change in like sense, then it's really jarring. So I would say most M&K people just play on one sense with like for their hip fire and their ADS for the most part. There's a couple instances where they can have like a little ADS modifier or whatever, but I do get the fact. I actually like this argument because I think this is a thing in, what do you call it, specifically with Zimming. I think this is an argument that the Rainbow Six Siege community has. I think they're talking about it more and more, because I think in Rainbow Six, it is crossplay enabled, so there's controllers playing with M&K people, but I think it's one of the few games where you don't have aim assist in Rainbow Six Siege. I could be wrong. I could 100% be wrong. But I don't know. This is just really refreshing to see like a community of like controllers to have such an ego. And I mean this in a good way, to have like be proud of the skill that they've cultivated, and not rely on aim assist. Purely, it's just like the fact of controller just has like perfect smoothness, which is fine. and there are, I guess, console people that think that, oh, controller is too slow. I need to plug in a Zim and then be on M and K to be better. And I don't know. I just think this is the most hilarious thing. Like, I wish I could be in the room of someone that uses a Zim and then just come to the realization the moment they plug it in and they set their mouse and keyboard up and realize, oh shit, M and K is hard. I would love to be in the room when someone comes to that realization.
Input, this is a huge advantage for them. So Multimax, share this out right here. Okay, so I was sent this.
But, you know, one thing that I do find funny is this is all leading up to the point, and I'm just going to ruin it right now. This is another instance of people coming to the conclusion that controllers and M&K players do not belong in the same lobby. For, like, at least for, pick your poison, either like on the tournament level, which I would consider like the tippy top, and then you have like your ranked playlist for whatever game, which is like the second one, and then you have like your public playlist, which is like your bottom one, like the fun modes. Like, nobody cares about like crossplay between the public match level. One thing I will say, at least the conversation can be like a little more thought out and talked out about when it comes to the rank level, and I would say even more so on the tournament level. On the tournament level, I don't really think M&K and controller should be playing with each other. So what's the solution? I would like to say that you have just two separate tournaments, but I don't know if the video game audience is sophisticated enough to tell like the difference and appreciate both sides of it, much the same way that you have like men's and women's sports, or you have different sports divided up into like age categories. Yeah, I mean, to draw like an analogy, you look at like the IFBB. Yes, I know it's not like the most perfect like sport or whatever in the sport of bodybuilding, but within bodybuilding, you have like your open class, which is the top. I think you have your classic physique class, which is like the next one. It's like you can't go as heavy. And then there's one above it or one below it, and I think it's called like it's open, classic, and then physique, which is the three categories. But it's all essentially the same thing. It's like a bunch of men and women just fucking working out and trying to look good. All right, that's all it is at the end of the day. And all of those categories seem to garner some sort of audience and fans around each category of the sport, which I think is fine. But if you try to apply that to video games, traditionally, I have never really seen like a sport, or at least like an esport, do well when it comes to having like a divided up tournament like that. I don't think, as much as I would want it to work, I don't think the grand majority of people would, I don't know, like that. I would guess. But
This
let's just keep going.
by a friend of mine, and it's more than I can imagine. So this is in Destiny. Okay, look at this.
Oh,
If you think this is not happening,
oh, they got recoil control shit going on in Destiny. God dang, gotta get those raids done quicker. But I know it's more than raids. There's like a PvP aspect in Destiny.
happening in your game. Okay, for us Destiny players, it's literally happening right here.
Damn.
You're literally, so I feel like sometimes when we see like clips like what we just saw a second ago, we're like, oh, but it's not happening in our backyard.
Bro, this is so hilarious to me. And this is specifically, and this is going to sound bad, this is specifically for controllers. It's never enough for a controller player to have perfect smoothness at whatever sensitivity range. You have perfect smoothness. You most likely have aim assist in your favorite game. And then on top of it, I mean, with this, those two things are like the norm. But then to say that that's not enough, I need more. I need something to perfectly control my recoil for like the third thing. It's hilarious to me. It's like, what are we doing? Why are you trying to get like a rise out of people with cheating? Like, you might as well just try to type in some code that lets you just auto win the game, and you just spam the I win button all the time and take out that middleman of actually having to cheat and shoot other people. Why not just do that? Oh, because that's not fun. Okay.
No, it's happening right here. It's happening pretty much in every game. Pretty much in every game that has PvP in it. And until you have platforms take a stand against this, it's only going to get worse. Cronus and Zim operating on consoles. You know, you gotta have these platforms like what Sony just did.
And strike packs.
They have to be the ones to ban these hardware devices.
And
maybe even remove the sale of these devices. Because it doesn't, they're hiding under.
Is this like a fucking
accessibility?
What is this? Like a V1 like Cronus? This is not like what the fucking Cronus looks like. Maybe it's like V1 or some shit, or maybe it's not even a Cronus. Like the shit. You could look at this fucking shit on Amazon.
That doesn't work here. So this right here, new Zim Matrix update is going to be crazy. This video is going to make me throw up. Yeah, I would definitely prepare yourselves, guys, because we're going to see some disgusting stuff. And the point I'm trying to do with all this is sometimes you need to look at these things head on. Like, we really need to just look how bad this stuff actually is, and recognize that this.
Oh shit, we about to enter the meta. He gonna watch a video and react to it, but I'm gonna watch him watch the video and react to it. Oh shit.
Happens. And maybe after this video, you may start recognizing some of the people you go against, maybe the way you lose a certain gunfight, and you can start recognizing the patterns.
So let's go ahead and see. But also, he told me he was gonna do the first one, of course, without the mechanic turned on. So that's the normal recoil pattern that he gets. So he already did the file, and all he's gonna do is show me with it activated. So this is right now with the there you go. As you see, there is a big difference, dude.
Oh, it only controls vertical recoil. That's why it looks like a fucking sandwich, like a pancake.
First, by the looks of it,
dude, this is the kind of stuff that will make me never play another PvP game again. I will just live in Minecraft for the rest of my days. Again, the reason why this has been flying underneath the radar is because they claim it's for accessibility. They're like, oh, but my hands hurt when I use a controller, so.
Well, why are you trying to make the accessibility argument in a PvP game? You know? Go play in a lobby or in a game that facilitates like accessibility options. This is like the argument of like a regular bowler that bowls and his score is going to count, but then he's going to verse another bowler, but the bumpers are up. But the bumper bowler, his scores are also going to count exactly equal to the regular bowler. Well, conventional like competitive integrity, if you go by that logic, it's like, where's the competitive integrity? This guy got some fucking bumpers up and he can't gutter, versus like the bowler versus with like the gutters are down and he can potentially gutter. Like, what the fuck is this? Go, if you want to go play like some FPS game, keep it in a different lobby. Like, it's so simple. Like, you can't mix them.
I have to use Zim so I can plug in a mouse and keyboard to play on a console, and it's a bunch of bullshit. It's not for accessibility. It's for obvious gain. I'm gonna bring up some places that.
And what's really funny is like, if you feel like you're not doing good and you feel like you need to Zim, because one of the main reasons M&K is perceived to just be better is because of how freeing it is. Like, whenever you're on roller, everything feels like kind of sluggish and whatnot. But the thing that you don't realize is so good on controller is the visual acuity and smoothness of like the images that you see that are happening in front of you. So if you look at like controller gameplay and you play on like some sense, even you should be trying to increase your sensitivity, because when you increase your sensitivity, you increase the like your turn speed essentially. But the thing with controller is you get perfect smoothness that comes along with it. And when you increase smoothness, you increase visual acuity and reaction time. With M and K, yes, you can like one frame do like a 180 and whatnot, but that the actual time it took for you to like whip your arm around like really quickly, you don't really see anything. It's just like a blur when you like whip your shit around, and you have to actually work at it to get smoothness on M and K. That's like one of the main things a lot of M and K players lack, is just smoothness.
This is happening at one of my favorite games right now is the finals. You've probably run into a few cheaters. I've run into a few. It's happening here.
Strange. If I go ahead and toggle it on over here at the bottom right, you can see I have M and K active, which means just my normal keyboard and mouse, my normal sensitivity, no aim assist, just my normal keyboard and mouse, my normal aim, everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that a little bit. I'm pretty awful, but for this I'm using the F car, so I'm gonna turn on the F car. Okay, F car is active. As you can see, automatically my sense feels a little weird. It's a little different. But if we go over here really quickly, so if you guys haven't noticed already, look on the bottom right. It's already showing that I'm a controller player with the button layouts on the bottom, but I'm literally playing on a keyboard and mouse. All right, let's go ahead and test out this aim assist.
See, yes, you are probably going to get aim assist, but you see him like wiggling his mouse around like very quickly, even though it shows like down there that he's on what do you call it, like controller. If you're a controller player, why are you not trying to increase your sensitivity to get like at least a somewhat similar effect? Why are you not doing that? Is it because like you listen to like your favorite YouTuber that says this is the best fucking sensitivity of like 4:3 linear whatever, and if you're not playing this one, you're memeing and whatever? It's like, what happened to the days of like you actually trying to like get good on controller instead of just going around with whatever everyone else is doing?
I am not moving my mouse at all, by the way.
Yep, that's that 0.35 kicking in.
It is literally tracking the guy.
Do you understand what he's doing, guys? He's using a mouse.
All right. Let's turn it off. So now I'm on normal keyboard and mouse. And let's...
Yeah, but aim assist doesn't automatically make you better. I would love to see this guy engage in some fights with the aim assist.
This is me not controlling the recoil. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay, this is me not controlling the recoil once again.
Ooh, what'd it do?
I am not bullshitting you.
Oh, so in addition to the aim assist that you got with with weird gaming mouse thing, he also got some sort of like recoil control thing script.
Okay, so all right, I just want to point out, if you think your game is safe, it's not. You know, one of the biggest advantages of mouse and keyboard is having that pinpoint accuracy. That's why controllers have aim assist. And I know there's lots of debates. What's better? What's worse? You know, which one has more advantages? And to me, it changes game to game. But the point is,
they're two separate instruments and belong in different lobbies. Period.
In no universe should mouse and keyboard have aim assist. It should never happen. That should never be a thing. No matter what the debate, no matter where you sit at on the debate, it should never be a thing. And then secondly, you should never have something that can help mitigate recoil, especially to the degree that we've seen here. Someone had this tweet out January the 17th. Tarkov is all getting cheated. Rats moving with no consequences of sound. D2 extract campers literally every raid. Game sucks. Right here, first comment at this point is almost every game. I hate to say it, but Valorant is the only game that seems to be doing it right. Intrusive anti-cheat plus agents assigned to top players, creators to instantly ban the few that do get through.
I think this is a, what do you call it? This is a myth that Valorant has no cheaters. There are cheaters in Valorant, the cheats are just really good, and they get around the what is it called, Vanguard or whatever, the kernel level anti-cheat. This is a myth.
And Valorant has definitely had some cheaters, but yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. I want to bring this up because this gets even scarier. And I don't know why MSI is doing this, but MSI's AI-powered gaming monitor helps you cheat at League of Legends. Looks great doing it.
Really?
MSI's
What's it doing?
Meg 321
This is news to me. This is so funny. Like an MSI specific League of Legends monitor. What could it possibly be doing to help you cheat? Oh, wait. Uses built-in AI to flag enemy positions for you. Oh, wait. So it looks at the minimap, and let's say someone pops in for like 0.2 of a second. The monitor will just auto ping it for you.
URX QD OLED uses built-in AI to flag enemy positions for you. At CES 2024,
that's crazy. That is so fucking crazy. And the fucking whatever anti-cheat fucking League of Legends uses won't detect it. Or maybe they already made a statement. If this video is a little old, maybe they already made a statement, and then maybe they already patched it. I don't know.
AI is everywhere, including inside monitors. At its demo suite, MSI showed off the upcoming Meg 321 URX QD OLED display. The monitor has an onboard AI accelerator that, among other things, will detect enemies in League of Legends and put an icon on the screen to show you where they are coming from. I don't know enough about League of Legends to say whether this is...
Oh, wait, so it's not an in-game ping. It'll just put, like, what? A little, like, dot, like a red dot or some shit on the minimap? Is it on the minimap or is it, like, on the screen? It would have to be, like, on the minimap. Bro, that's crazy.
Officially breaks the rules. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you got somebody like at the corner of the map or corner of your screen shows up, if you could see that gank, yeah, but any game it would. But the feature, which MSI calls Sky Sight, does give the user an advantage that not everyone has, and is completely undetectable because the AI processing and image generation is happening on the monitor's own hardware, independent of the computer's OS and software.
Okay, so a lot of FPS monitors have this little thing that is also built into it where you can have you can hit a button at the bottom of your screen, or not the bottom of your screen, but like somewhere on your panel, to where it'll be like, what do you call it? It'll be like some reticle that puts it on like the true center of your screen. And I was like asking around, and I never really got like a hardcore answer, because some of these like FPS games, as you know, have like a lot of visual clutter, and the in-game reticle just sucks ass. And what if your game doesn't offer like a customized reticle option, but your monitor, let's say you turn on your monitor and you have just like a monitor reticle right there. Is turning on that monitor reticle cheating? It's not like doing anything for you, but I don't know. I never really got like a clear-cut answer on this.
According to MSI, SkySight works by analyzing the on-screen minimap to see where enemies are coming from, which is something you could do with your own eyes. But having an AI assistant that watches them...
Yes, but one thing that you're supposed to be doing as a player is like constantly looking down at the minimap, and you have to identify that, like, yes, you can do it with your eyes, but that's taking away, that's automating a thing that you're supposed to be doing as a player. Like, oh, I just saw that guy for like a second. He's in our fucking like a bottom jungle near red buff or whatever. Like last time I played League, God knows when. That action is supposed to be happening, and you as the player are supposed to see that and engage with that interaction in the game. That action isn't supposed to be automated for you.
The map for you, and then puts an icon on the screen to show where the threats are coming from is probably a huge help. Dude, can you imagine how many games that monitor would be so beneficial? You got somebody popping you from afar, way outside of your radar, or maybe...
I mean, I don't really think it would be much use in a lot of other games. Maybe like Dota, because it's like essentially the same game. like pick any FPS. Most of the time, players are good enough to like keep shit centered and their enemies about on the same place on their screen. So if you have like and a lot of FPSs have a lot of visual clutter, let's be honest. If another thing that pops up on your screen is really going to give it away to like all the enemies over there through the smoke and the explosions and the energy and the fields, and I'm getting shot and my health is low, but I'm getting an effect from another, like, if you can see that one little thing on the monitor that gave away the enemy's position, it's like, come on, man, what are we doing?
The game you're playing doesn't even have radar, right? And you're like, where are those shots coming from? And you have a monitor that literally will ping up that target for you. Why MSI has even created this, I have no idea. Now, the MEG 321 URX AI also tracks your health status in League of Legends, lighting up an RGB LED light bar called Spectrum Bar at the bottom of the bezel to match your in-game health bar. In the demo we saw, the bar was part green, part yellow, which looks exactly like the graphical line on the screen. Now, that's a cool feature. That's fine. Not the...
This is the thing with like cheats and things that are not cheats. There is a lot of gray in between of what people think are and are not cheats. The LEDs matching your health color. Like if you're at high health, it's green. If you're like at middle, it'll be yellow, and if you're low, it's red. Is that cheating? I don't know. I mean, because like for League of Legends, like your health bar is like right smack there in the center. And your health bar is like right above your head. Like, how many more identifiers do you need?
Hey, this is where the enemy is. Their exact location.
Oh wait, is this it? AI skylight? Enemy and friendly identification heads up. Okay, so maybe StarCraft, but StarCraft already does that. Don't they? Or I don't know. I don't play StarCraft at all. I just like casually watch it once in a while. But don't they have that feature built into the minimap already? And they're trying to like extend that into like League of Legends with this like AI skylight thing. Equipped with, let me see if I can read this. Enemy and friendly identification heads up display. Equipped with minimap auto scan technology. The monitor scans your game's minimap to instantly detect enemies and shows its direction as an HUD. Why is that not as a HUD? An HUD? A HUD. I think it should be a HUD. Giving you the strategic edge you need for total gaming awareness. So this is this. You have a thing right here. Oh, Jesus. I mean, bro, that thing is like, this is the enemy and it's like pointing like right there. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of visual clutter like right on top of them, but like, what? Where's the enemy? I can't even see like right as is, like on this little crosshair thing. But they're already on the screen. You just have to like look upright.
Location and it assists you. Now, if you don't happen to play League of
I thought it was identifying people on like your mini map.
Legends, you can still take advantage of the MEG 321 URX AI processing. MSI says that when the monitor comes out later this spring, it will be releasing a PC application that allows you to train it to recognize health bars, enemies, and other on-screen features in any game you want. You'll need your computer's processing power for the initial training, but according to MSI, the monitor itself will do all the processing thereafter. The possibilities seem endless. The reason why this is a problem, guys, is I don't know how anti-cheat can deal with this.
Oh,
unless
shit.
They go in there and they're like, actually, all of these models from MSI are banned. But how do you ban this direct, like from the anti-cheat itself? Because it's happening. It's not happening within the PC. It's happening on the monitor. Now, MSI reps would not disclose details about what kind of AI processor for the MEG 332 URX uses or how it might store new training data. Is there onboard flash memory? So there's still a lot we don't know about how this screen will work.
Bro, that is crazy that there's actually like cheats in League of Legends. This is hilarious to me. But merely for the fact that it's League of Legends. I've played League of Legends and I was like, I couldn't possibly fathom how to cheat in the game. But lo and behold, it's possible. Oh my god, this is so funny. And I guess this is like what, the health bar thing, like right there, and it's like they're like, oh, look at this.
Even if you never use its AI features, you'll find a lot to like about this non-curved 30. I'm not even going through
this non-curved 32-inch 4K screen. Bro, like what is like the preferred monitor dimensions and specs for like a competitive League of Legends tournament play? Isn't it still like 1080p 24-inch highest fucking hertz that you can manage, like some like 500 plus? Like I would think it's like maybe similar to like FPS, but this 32-inch 4K bullshit is like, this does not scream performance to me. But if this is like the preferred competitive thing, then I guess okay. It was my assumption that like most PC games, like the general, what do you call it, like dimension specs or whatever, is gonna be like the 24-inch 1080 500 hertz plus. Like, this is just bougie to me. Like, what? And the curved non-curved thing, it's like you're obviously gonna go non-curved.
I don't give a rat's ass about what it's got, HDMI 2.1, or what its panel is. The fact of the matter is, this is a problem. And now that this is going to start, if MSI follows through with this, which it very much looks like they are, this is going to be a huge problem.
And this is hilarious because isn't MSI like a big named, like a known, what do you call it, like competitor in the like the monitor industry? I know like the big ones are like BenQ, MSI, Asus, and I'm probably missing like Logitech, I think, maybe. There's probably more. I'm just
problem. So this is a video too I want us to look at. I know
this
we have
video
definitely veered off here, guys, and
that's
I
okay.
hope you're okay with us doing this.
Yeah,
but I want to watch this.
Yeah, I seen this video.
Saving FPS games, even though AI is being used.
This is the game, or this is the anti-cheat to end all anti-cheats.
Used in a negative way from what we saw from MSI. I want us to watch this video right here. And big shout out here to Basically Homeless.
1 out of every 3 players in an online FPS game are cheating.
He's wiggling, look.
Connects to your PS5. It's literally just connecting to the remote play.
And then in other games, it's way more than that.
What does this revelation mean for the future of gaming in general?
So it's an AI aimbot?
Yeah, AI aimbot.
Works in any game.
They sell these by the millions.
And it's not just your little brother either. At every level of the industry, from pros to streamers, cheating is rampant.
And it will become a real job to cheat in his game.
It's a full-fledged business.
Are you getting old?
Yeah.
Is gaming changing? Or is it that rampant cheating is not fun?
Over a year ago, we set out to use AI with one goal in mind.
Waldo vision.
Saving FPS games.
Yep.
We're ready for you to submit your clips to help train our model. What you're about to witness in this video is the solution. The solution to cheating in online gaming. So let me be straight up with you guys. Let me just come clean, okay? I have done steroids. I've never told anyone this. I've never really explained it this way, but I did steroids. Or at least
who cares?
I thought for sure they were steroids. So when I was 14, I wanted to be jacked out of my mind.
Who didn't?
I wanted to look.
Bro, I wanted to look like fucking Goku when I was watching DBZ.
Like a bunch of rocks saran wrapped together and be able to like bench press a car. And in combination with that desire, my frontal lobe was the size of a walnut. So I got on eBay, I typed in steroids, bought something sketchy, got shipped from China.
Jesus.
And then I ingested it.
Dude, that's so bad.
Bro, I can tell because you can literally tell because of the chiseled chin and jawline that Basically Homeless has. There's some residual effects.
So I'm sitting there playing SOCOM Confrontation with the itchiest nipples you've ever seen. And I was a little confused. I thought I was going to start like lactating. Even though no one's ever found out until now, I didn't actually get away with it because the consequences were that I didn't know with certainty that I wasn't going to start growing lady parts.
My nipples were itchy, man.
Oh, yeah.
You can take a shortcut to something.
With the increased testosterone, you get a little bit of increased estrogen.
But there will be a consequence somewhere, somehow, eventually. What those consequences will look like, I think is now up to us somewhat. So cheating in online FPS games is the worst it's ever been right now on every system, console included, at every level. Around 30% of players in any given game are cheating. So this is basically the final form of the AI cheats that single-handedly killed FPS games about a year ago. This program essentially acts as like a mediator between remote play and the game. All it uses is a live stream of your game. So as long as you have an internet connection that's like 2 megabytes per second, it enables mouse and keyboard on console.
Look at that.
But what's worse is you can essentially plug in an AI aim assist. It can use AI to read the screen, find the enemies, send input back to whatever system you're using, console included, and then aim at the enemy for you.
So it's basically just acting as your remote play controller.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
and it gives you to feed it.
To get access to it. The godly note.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of different types of cheats. But this one specifically, like the AI the AI cheat, the one that has to like read the game with however he described it, like you use like a second PC or whatever, and it'll be like the second, like you have to play like X amount of games, and then it'll learn the physics of the game, and then over the course of playing a couple different games, the AI will just learn the physics, and it will just, you know, make it do what you want exactly to do.
He went in and he infiltrated this website.
Holy hell.
Made the cheaters love him. He convinced them to like him so that they would give him the cheat. It took months. I'm just kidding. He paid $5. So
Yeah.
for a few bucks or a free version that comes with a virus, you can pretend you're better than everyone else. This can never be detected by an anti-cheat scanning what's running on the system, because all of this is running only off of watching the game the same way you do. So this is an 8-person free-for-all where all of us have cheats installed and one person is chosen at random to enable their cheats, but no one knows who it is. And we're all trying to guess who's the person that has cheats enabled.
Someone's a hacker right now?
Yep.
Someone's a hacker?
Someone should be, at least.
Oh my gosh. Let's go.
I just spawned in.
2 back-to-back? Okay, let's...
Oh yeah.
Man. I'm
And fucking Counter-Strike and Valorant are the hardest games to figure out whether or not you have cheats in it, because the in-game cheat menus are so complex and sophisticated. Like when you think of like a cheating program in any FPS, you think like instantly just like flicked somewhere and like first bullet hits. That's like the bare bones basic bitch version of like a cheat program. There are so many things, like where you want your bullet to go. Like it locks onto the skeleton. If you want it to be a headshot, you can select like first shot is like a headshot. You can select like aim smoothing. So the flick won't be as drastic and like from one frame to the next. In that, if like you're looking over here, and you just want it to go to the head, it'll slow it down to make it seem like it's more realistic.
Cracked out of my mind.
Keep in mind, we have a point system going here, and we're trying to not
Yeah, that guy definitely ain't cheating.
detected as the hacker by the other players. Also, these are the devs that are so graciously donating their time to work on the Waldo project for all of us. I'm linking the Waldo Discord and a few other things. Go give them a big thank you.
I forgot who was the cheater.
Sarah Dev in my spot, dude.
Nice shot.
7.
So take a look at the footage. See if you can guess which one of these angles is someone using aim assist.
I don't know. I forgot.
I'm thinking homeless, honestly.
I think it was homeless.
Yeah, I thought you
Oh, dude, that's a bad idea, boys. I just left this part in so you guys would know it wasn't me and that I'm just cracked out of my mind. I'll be honest, dude. I just had to double check to make sure they were off. I'm just saying.
So make your guess. You're left with a 1 in 3 chance of getting
Oh shit,
correct.
I was wrong.
The answer will be at the end of the video and in the description. To our human eyes, this just looks like really good aim. They're designed to have smoothing and look natural, look like
Yep,
human
smoothing.
aim. But to a trained AI,
AI, the difference is night and day. The best way to describe it is like having a trained medical physician try and tell the difference between someone that's really jacked on steroids and then like a dog. There's no mistaking it. Couldn't just a really advanced AI cheat go undetected with lots of human data? No, this is a permanent solution to end the cat and mouse forever, and I will explain why I'm getting there.
Shit.
A lot of people asked, what about ESP? Okay. What would you say is the most distinguishable trait to tell
ESP, isn't that like AKA walls?
if someone is cheating based on your experience of, you know, like antagonizing them in game?
I mean, there are a lot of things.
This is Goat, aka Tim. He wanted to know just how many people were cheating in Tarkov, so he installed cheats with the intentions of
saw that video too. That was another goated ass video.
Ratio, what gun they have out, how much ammo they have, everything with his cheat. Game sense is something that is a really big deal in a game like Tarkov. How to move around the map, where to look, how to set up your gun.
So what is it that he used to distinguish if someone was cheating or not?
The wiggle.
I can't believe it.
No. Before the wiggle, as funny as that is.
This duo was the highest KD that I came across that I think was legit. If you looked at them on the radar, they were just constantly looking around. Their little things were just going everywhere. And they were checking areas where just no one was there. It's painfully clear that these two Chads are legit. How refreshing. And then you'd watch these other guys that have like 20-something KD, just running straight into a building.
What was it? The rage cheating or rage hacking is what it's called. It's like when you see someone with a KD that high, or I have, what was that, 19.20 KD, you know that is someone that just recently downloaded some random ass cheats, paid like $5-10, and is like, fuck this. I'm just cheating my dick off now. And then they just keep playing and like match after match and just constant cheats. Or they don't even like mess with like the settings of the cheat menu. They just enable all of it on. Check. Turn it all on. Don't fuck with the settings. Just all on.
Straight to a jacket to get their item, straight out.
Yeah.
And straight a different way. And when you looked around that area on the map, there was nobody that could kill them.
And they just already knew that, so they didn't have to look around. He was looking at human behavior. Do we know of anything that can kind of detect human behavior? I don't know. Is there any technology out there that can kind of look at human behavior and see if it's human or not? I don't know, guys. I don't know. There is an extremely distinguishable behavior between someone using cheats and someone not using cheats. So we thought, instead of just aim cheats, what about an AI that can detect everything? An AI that analyzes player behavior and determines if they're cheating based on how they're interacting with the game, with
the one anti-cheat to rule them all.
Over 99% accuracy. This is what will save
Almost sounds too good to be true,
now,
guys.
I realize that sounds like a pipe dream, like an impossible solution that's years away, another hopeless dream of one-day gaming with no cheaters online, and here's the twist.
Oh, it was Husky.
It already exists. Someone made it.
Oh,
and it wasn't us.
Any brain.
For days, I was tearing my hair out. Why is this not in every single game? What is going on? I had so many theories. Game developers don't need good anti-cheat. Everyone keeps playing. Cheating in games, this whole other industry, is stimulating the game. As a game dev, why would you stop it?
There is technically financial reward for them if the cheaters keep buying accounts.
AI anti-cheat exists. Game devs are not using it. Luckily, the truth was the simplest answer.
Ooh, what was it?
It is strange to me in Destiny, especially where cheaters have been banned, and then you'll see them get banned, but they'll be back in 6 months, and it's, you know, you'll see them come back right before an annual expansion. It's like they get their account back. I remember years ago, RuneScape had an issue with bots. I mean, bots overtook everything. I don't know what the split in the player base was, but it was terrible.
Well, yeah, when you don't have like an anti-cheat in the game, but you do have some sort of like reporting system in the game, you will have like maybe some size of a ban team that, you know, players will like look into a report or whatever, and you know it'll be like a manual ban of you know, just a person, you know, receiving a bunch of reports. It's like, okay, I got to look at this account. They look at it, and then they'll determine whether or not, based off of their eyes, which, you know, how accurate is that? Even if you have banned like over 2 million people, purely off of of your eyeballs alone, I mean, that's great if you like found some cheaters, but What about the people that just have like good aim? But I don't know. I think the whole manual ban thing, it's like a temporary band-aid to a long-standing solution, and it's not like a long-term fix. Like manual banning is fine, but I don't think it's like the be-all end-all of it. And it's like, oh, it's another situation of AI taking over my people job. It's like, yes, it is. Just deal with it.
Eventually had to finally deal with it, but for so long they let it go because bots were paying subscribers. It was money. And if you had one bot, you probably had 2, maybe even 3 bots. And you probably have multiple accounts, multiple subscriptions. So this meant more revenue across the board. Why would you want to go in there and get rid of all your bots? That would be a huge hit to your revenue.
Yeah.
But eventually they did do something about it. And I know RuneScape's anti-cheat is substantially better now. But you got to reach that point where I don't even know how Jagex reached.
This is funny. Whenever I hear about cheats in non-FPS games, I am just flabbergasted at how creative people are. There's cheats in what was it, like Mario Kart? There's cheats in racing games, specifically like Mario Kart Wii Racing. I saw like a video on that one recently. There's cheats for, what do you call it, Monster Hunter World, where you can manipulate the monster behavior, monster like health pool, monster size, and all this other shit for the sake of speed runs. Bro, it is crazy how much you can manipulate a game, and it'll be up to the audience to, you know, deem it whether or not it'll be like that's cheating or that isn't cheating. You know, in World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy and like top level like rating. What was it? There was like a video of like the top level Final Fantasy bros dealing with a mechanic, but then that same mechanic was in World of Warcraft. But the World of Warcraft bros had like an add-on that determined the geometry of the move before it came out, so then they could just position themselves accordingly. But then the Final Fantasy bros didn't have that add-on, and they just did it off of pure reaction. And the Final Fantasy bros, no, they had the same add-on more or less. They were dealing with like the same mechanic, and they both had an add-on that did a similar thing. But in World of Warcraft, they were not deemed cheaters by the community. But in Final Fantasy, they were deemed cheaters by the community. It's like there's a similar mechanic going on in each game. There was an add-on that did the same thing, but in one community it was not deemed cheating, but the other community, they deemed it cheating. It is hilarious.
Reach that point, but you got to reach that point where you say we can't let this keep happening.
And just this year, early January 2023, we started to implement it in big games. And so it's starting from now. It's happening as we speak.
This is the CGO and CEO of AnyBrain, the AI anti-cheat that detects everything. How does it distinguish between someone that is say using like an ESP in a game versus someone that isn't?
What we do is every player is providing data about how it is possible to perform the games. So let's say you have a reaction time when you find an opponent and you move to there. There is different cognitive skills that we apply when we are playing a game.
Yeah.
At what we can extract from these behaviors is these cognitive skills that are being applied on a specific moment. They are not human.
So it's learning constantly. Is that okay?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so what percentage of people would you say are cheating in some form?
We always start with a very high threshold, meaning that we do not necessarily catch everybody, but everybody that we're catching, we're 100% sure. We usually see between maybe 10, 15, 20% of players that are cheating. We are fairly certain that the phenomenon is much higher than that. And again, that's why we created, Andre created AnyBrain.
10, 15, 20%, that's crazy. That's a big number.
Kind of estimation based on a bunch of different numbers was around 30%.
Oh shit.
Something to improve.
Yeah.
1 out of 3.
We're thinking along the same lines here.
And they're under NDA, so they couldn't tell me exactly which game, but they had data
That's
to
fair.
back up these claims.
Every time we catch somebody cheating, what we need also is multiple moments that have a very high probability of being somebody using a namebot. So a pro will have very few of these moments because they are just very good, right?
Yes.
But in order for us to make that validation actually get flagged of you using, let's say, an aimbot in a game, that means that we would have make moves that have a very, very high probability of being aimbots and doing that multiple times.
So let's say hypothetically, I'm only using a very small amount of humanized aim assist. Is this something that you think your system would be able to detect?
Yeah, so well, first, and well, a lot of people is using that small adjustment that is make it invisible on a video, or if you're watching the stream, it's so difficult because the difference is on human eye, it's almost impossible to catch. But
a lot of videos, whenever you look at like some Gigabrain play or like a speedy switch or a snap, you're going to be viewing it at whatever the video speed that you uploaded it at. So a lot of times it'll be like your standard 1080 60 FPS, which is like what a lot of YouTube videos are on. But when you're playing, it doesn't take into account like your monitor refresh rate, and a lot of, you know, high level people play on like high refresh rates, and it'll be like upwards of like 240, 360, 540 refresh rate. It's going to look different on a video than it will in front of the actual person.
The way we interact is still impossible to make it as a human.
Can you expound a little maybe, or maybe help me understand just a little better?
Yeah, well, let's say that you are just adjusting a few pixels.
Yeah.
The way you move with this adjustment, it will be non-natural timing that is not human. Even if in our eye it looks human, but on
and it's good that they referenced or maybe it was Basically Homeless. It's good that Basically Homeless referenced AimLab, because hopefully all three of these guys, and maybe him too, that there is a niche community of people that do like practice aim training religiously to get to a point where it's like ridiculous looking, even though it's just clicking dots and cylinders. You know, it's a niche of a niche of a niche, understandable. So it's just good that he referenced that as well.
It's a level, but also on these patterns, it is not human. So that's why we can catch it. People say, oh, he was cheating. I'm sure because it is impossible to aim on that way. Sometimes it's just lucky, or you are really good. So it's difficult.
I think so. I'm understanding it, or I think I'm understanding it. It's not just following your behavior, but also having benchmarks for what the natural human reaction would be, how much area you could cover, and how precise you could be in covering that area. So,
I mean, as far as like human reaction time, you could just go to like a human benchmark and do that. Like, was it that blue rectangle, red, green rectangle? Click on the thing and do that a couple times and figure out what like you could do that a couple times and figure out like how fast your reaction time is. And then even at the bottom of the screen, you scroll down a little bit and it'll tell you like the average. Like there's a big old bell curve.
For instance, like if you're cheating, you're not necessarily going to be beating in on on where a head glitch is going to be, right? Because you're letting the cheat work for you. You're going to let it, so you're going to put yourself in bad situations, and it's that amount of area that you can cover from the terrible spot that you've placed your reticle originally and to where the head of the target is. It's that that will ping up the AI to say, hey, this is not natural.
Good for people to understand, and there is a lot of false claims about he was cheating or no, because he's so good player, it's impossible. But here, looking just for these patterns on pixel level, we can understand this.
After a few hours of gameplay of someone using a humanized aim assist, it would be able to detect that that's happening.
The usual behaviors, like let's say somebody using an aimbot on Warzone, actually real time plus 5 minutes in order to flag somebody who is using that.
To detect someone in real time can take as little as 5 minutes.
That's
exactly.
Oh, dang.
Wow, that's really cool.
It felt almost like I was in a dream. Like I was gonna wake up and tell Olivia that I had a dream that someone made the AI anti-cheat that solved everything.
And this will happen in the coming months. We're fairly confident that something's gonna happen, something's gonna click in this year.
But it got even better.
2 hours is to create the player profile?
For what we call identity frauds.
What they're talking about is a biometric profile, a profile as distinguishable as your thumbprint or your face.
So this will need the baseline of 2 hours because it's unique to each and every one of us as gamers.
On how you play the game. This means that once you get banned, it's not as simple as creating another account. If you create another account, the AI detects your biometric profile. Every account you make will be banned. There's no hardware ID, it's you. You will be permanently banned from the game with no chance of ever playing it again.
We're fairly confident.
And I think this, if cheaters were to try to get around any brain, I think it's at that point, because every anti-cheat essentially works, about the same thing. Well, not about the same thing, but there's going to be an instance where it's like a light switch. It's either an on-off. The cheater probably wouldn't try to create like a whole nother handprint or thumbprint of themselves. They would probably just try to make it so that the light switch never turns on. You know what I mean? Like, because your profile will get flagged. I mean, if you are cheating, but if you're using cheats, there'd have to be like another little thing in there to make it okay. Yes, you identified the cheater, but just don't flag me. I would probably say yes. That would be like a point of I don't know, like a cheater to try to like get around that.
That some things are about to change.
Because there's no shot that any cheat is going to be complex enough to modify your entire bio profile into like messing with all like your little like micro movements, how you move your mouse, how you move your crosshair, your reticle, if you're on controller, if you're on M and K. There's no shot. I mean, I say that, but come back to me in like 5-10 years when there's cheats that are getting around any brain.
The implications of this are insane, especially if the game has a replay system.
If you have ever cheated and the data is saved server side, you are then able to be caught at any point in the future. If you cheat, you will be caught. It's just a matter of time.
The biometric fingerprint of a pro player or streamer could be seen on an alt account that was hacking a year ago or last week or currently. Now, I don't know if these things will be done with this data, but I can tell you that FPS games, all online multiplayer games, are saved. Now, the Waldo project is different. It plans to put this power of knowing in your hands. A way to know if any player is cheating simply by scanning the gameplay footage, laying bare the truth, and leaving the effects up to us. We now confirm it's possible and in fact need your help to make it a reality. A full technical update of the Waldo project is available on Rican Samurai's channel.
I think the glory days of online FPS games are not behind us, but
ahead.
of us. And if you're one of the 1 in 3 people that are cheating in online FPS games, I got one question for you.
Fuck you, dude.
Are your nipples getting itchy?
True.
Fantastic video, dude. Guys, please check him out. That's so good. Look, I hope this actually goes through. It sounds too good to be true. It really does. It sounds too good to be true. And that video was made 10 months ago. So I'm curious to know like what the progress has been made on that. But something is going to have to change. And it starts with essentially everybody coming together and realizing that, hey, even though, especially like from game developers to PlayStation and Sony and Microsoft and Steam and every other platform, they've got to come together and say, listen, even though we are making money off of these cheaters, we have to stop. We have to come together and get rid of these fuckers. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to share with y'all. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And hopefully in the next year or so, we might start winning this battle against cheaters. The fact that 30% of all players you play against are most likely cheating, that is a terrible, and I mean terrible metric. And for somebody like me who used to play every multiplayer game possible, that kills my desire to play multiplayer games.
Yep, it does. Dang, that was a good ass little video. I did not know anything about Asdacross, I think. But now I do, and I'm a fan, and I can't wait to see more. But yeah, I mean, fingers crossed for the future, man. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. We'll see. But that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one, all right? Later.